worry about crime? Do you worry about break-ins and burglaries in your neighborhood? Perhaps the solution would be to form a neighborhood watch with your neighbors to protect your neighborhood. It takes just one burglary down the road to set the whole street worrying. Suddenly, crime is on the doorstep, and everyone wonders who will be the next victim. Only a few years ago, there were no neighborhood watchers. Now there is an estimated number of some 50,000 groups in England alone checking out their own neighborhoods. In the Bradford area, that's in the north of England, the neighborhood watch was formed at a time when there was almost one break-in every single day in the town. Within a year, burglaries were halved, and they've remained at a low level ever since. A recent survey carried out by the Home Office Crime Prevention Unit in England found that 92% of the people polled, believe that their home watch, or neighborhood watch, had also helped reduce vandalism, car thefts, prostitution, harassment, and con men who appear on your doorstep trying to sell you things. According to the same report, people in better off areas are more likely to form groups than those living in tough inner city areas where the estates are often crime-ridden. Even the insurance companies take neighborhood watch groups seriously in many countries. In certain areas, they cut their premiums between 20 and 25% if there's a neighborhood watch operating in your area. So maybe that's something to think about. Well, how does neighborhood watch actually work? Here's the true story of 7 amazing days in Bristol in England. It's a story of a woman called Jane Bingham. She's an eagle-eyed neighbor who chalked up more than 10 arrests in 1 week by tipping off the police when she saw strangers in the neighborhood. Jane is the coordinator of her home watch scheme, which covers approximately 200 households. At about 4:15 one morning, something woke her. From her bedroom window, she saw a stranger getting out of a car and then going into her neighbor's car. She dialed 999, and within minutes, 2 policemen had arrived and arrested the man who still hadn't managed to drive away in the neighbor's car. It was all over by 4:25 a.m. The following morning, Jane noticed a strange van parked in her street. Later in the day, the van was still there. During the afternoon, 2 men parked another 2 vehicles, a truck and a motorbike, behind the van. Jane phoned the police who, after checking the registration, staked out the area. The vehicles were all stolen. Sure enough, one of the men returned with yet another van, and he was immediately pounced on and arrested. While waiting for the second car thief to appear, the officers noticed 4 other men trying to get into the stolen vehicles parked in the street. Amazingly, these 4 new thieves had nothing to do with the original 2 thieves, and they just walked into a trap set up by the police for the others, so they were pretty unlucky. The first man's companion was arrested the same evening. Sounds pretty confusing, but all these thieves all in one day. In the early hours of the next morning, Jane was still on edge. She felt uneasy and for some unknown reason got out of bed and walked over to the window. 3 men were busy removing the wheels from her neighbor's much-abused car. Now this is an extreme case, but perhaps it's something worth thinking about, getting together with your neighbors and watching your own neighborhood, trying to keep each other safe from thieves and vandals.